Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. We're talking about a psychic flesh-type man. Yeah, you heard that right, psychic flesh-type man, and the crazy laws he's broken. Imagine having these insane powers, but you keep getting busted for using them. We're talking reading minds, moving stuff with his brain, the whole 9 yards. You won't believe some of the stuff this guy got in trouble for. We're talking 10 outrageous laws, people. This is going to be wild, so buckle up and get ready to dive into the bizarre world of the psychic flesh-type man. Alright, first up, this psychic flesh-type dude gets popped for reading minds without consent. Can you imagine? You're walking down the street thinking about what kind of ice cream you want, and BAM! This guy knows all about your rocky road cravings. Talk about an invasion of privacy, right? But here's the thing. Dude's just walking his dog, minding his own business, picking up psychic thoughts like stray radio waves. He says he can't help it. It's like having superpowered hearing or something. But the cops, not buying it. They slapped him with a fine bigger than my last grocery bill. Turns out, even if your brain is basically a Wi-Fi hotspot, you've got to ask permission before you start downloading people's thoughts. Who knew, right? So, picture this. You're starving, craving some greasy pizza, but you're stuck at home. Our boy, the psychic flesh-type man, he feels you. He decides to use his telekinetic powers to snag a slice from the pizza place down the street. I mean, hey, the pizza guy's got insurance, right? Wrong! Turns out, using your mind to swipe a slice is still considered theft. The security footage is hilarious, though. You see the pizza box just floating out the door. Dude's lucky he didn't cause a 5-car pileup with his psychic pizza run. He had to do community service at the pizza place for a month. Talk about awkward. Okay, this one's my favorite. Our boy decides to use his future-seeing powers to win the lottery. I mean, who hasn't dreamed of that, right? He sees the winning numbers, scribbles them down, and bam, he's a millionaire. Or so he thought. Turns out the lottery people have a whole department dedicated to sniffing out psychic cheaters. They confiscated his winnings, accused him of fraud, and banned him from ever playing the lottery again. Talk about a buzzkill. Now, this is where things get really weird. Apparently some places have laws about talking to dead people. Who knew, right? So our psychic flesh-type dude is just hanging out in the cemetery, catching up with some old friends, when bam, he gets busted by the cemetery security guard. Turns out you need a permit to conduct a séance in a public cemetery. The guard said he was disturbing the peace, but I think he was just jealous he couldn't chat with his great-aunt Mildred. So, imagine you can change your appearance at will. Pretty cool, right? Well, not if you're our boy, the psychic flesh-type man. He decides to have a little fun and shapeshifts into a famous celebrity. He's signing autographs, taking selfies, living the high life. But then the real celebrity shows up and things get messy. Turns out impersonating someone else, even if you can literally morph into them, is a crime. Who would have guessed? This one's a doozy. Our psychic flesh-type dude is getting his morning coffee and the line is moving slower than a snail in a sugar coma. He gets impatient and decides to use a little telepathic nudge to get to the front. Just a little, hey, I'm more important thought bubble, you know. But then the barista spills hot coffee all over herself. Turns out influencing people's actions with your mind, even for something as trivial as coffee, is considered assault. Okay, this one's just wild. Our boy discovers he can astral project, which means he can send his spirit out of his body to explore the world. Sounds awesome, right? Well, he decides to use his newfound ability to sneak into a top-secret government facility. Big mistake. Apparently, even if your physical body is miles away, if your astral self is caught snooping around where it shouldn't be, it's still trespassing. Who knew the government took astral security so seriously? So, our psychic flesh-type man is walking through the park when he sees someone fall and break their leg. Being the stand-up guy he is, he uses his healing powers to fix the broken bone right then and there. Everyone's amazed, except for the park cop, who saw the whole thing. Turns out practicing medicine without a license is a big no-no, even if you're basically a one-man medical marvel. He got slapped with a fine that could have paid for a year's worth of medical school. This guy's a walking, talking traffic violation waiting to happen. He's speeding down the highway, late for a very important psychic appointment or something, when he sees those dreaded red and blue flashing lights. Thinking fast, he uses his powers to create an illusion, making it look like he's driving the speed limit. Clever, right? Wrong. The officer had a dash cam, saw right through his little illusion and gave him a ticket for speeding and reckless driving. Last but not least, our psychic flesh-type dude discovers the ultimate power time travel. He decides to take a quick trip back to see the dinosaurs. I mean, who wouldn't? But as soon as he steps out of his time machine, which, by the way, is totally a thing, he's swarmed by government agents in futuristic black suits. Turns out the government has been monitoring temporal disturbances and they do not take kindly to unauthorized time travelers. They confiscated his time machine, erased his memory of the event and sent him back to the present with a stern warning. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more crazy content. See you next time.